In the world of snakes, strength isn't just about size, it's about power, precision, and the ability to strike fear in even the bravest souls. These aren't your average garden snakes, these are nature's most powerful serpents. These snakes are so strong, even snake charmers are left speechless. Stay till the end because the last snake on this list is an absolute monster. Let's dive in. The giant anaconda. You won't believe how massive the green anaconda really is. It's not just the biggest snake by weight, it's also the second longest in the world. This monster can grow up to 8 meters, 26 feet long, and weigh a jaw-dropping 250 kilos, 550 pounds. Some people even claim to have seen ones over 10 meters. But no matter the exact numbers, this snake is a true giant. Unlike venomous snakes, it doesn't need poison to take down its prey. Instead, it wraps around its victim and squeezes until they can't breathe. Imagine being trapped in its coils with no way out. Terrifying, right? And if you think you can escape, think again. This snake is built for all terrains. It slithers through the trees, hunts on land, and even glides through water with ease. It's a master of stealth, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Whether you're in the jungle or near a river, there's no safe place from the green anaconda. If size matters in the wild, this snake is the ultimate proof. The inland taipan, the silent killer. This snake might not look like much, but its bite is pure death. The inland taipan is a small but terrifying reptile with venom so deadly that even the king cobra and rattlesnake don't come close. At just 2.5 meters long, it doesn't seem too scary until you realize that one bite can kill over 100 grown humans. Scientists tested its venom on human cells and confirmed it's the most toxic of any reptile on Earth. And the worst part? This snake is built to kill mammals, making its venom especially dangerous for warm-blooded creatures like us. It's also incredibly fast, striking multiple times in a single attack, injecting venom each time. Step on one by accident and you'll have only a split second to react before it's too late. But here's the good news, you probably won't run into one. The inland taipan lives in remote parts of Australia, far from where most people go. It's also not an aggressive snake. It would rather flee than fight. It only bites when provoked, which is why it's not considered the world's deadliest snake despite its insane venom. So, unless you go looking for trouble, you won't find it. But if you ever visit the Australian outback, watch your step. You definitely don't want to meet this one. Deadly bite of the black mamba. You do not want to mess with the black mamba. This snake is one of the most dangerous in the world, not just because of its speed, but because of its deadly venom. Just 2 drops of its venom can kill a person, and it carries up to 20 drops in its fangs. Its venom is a mix of neurotoxins and cardiotoxins, meaning it attacks both the nervous system and the heart. If you get bitten and enough venom enters your body, you're in big trouble. Before death, victims suffer intense pain, blurry vision, slurred speech, and confusion. It's a slow, terrifying way to go, but there's a small chance of survival. Unlike some other deadly snakes, the black mamba doesn't always inject venom when it bites. If you're lucky and it doesn't release enough venom, you might live even without anti-venom. However, that's not a risk anyone should take. If the venom does its job, death can take up to 15 hours, meaning long and painful suffering. Boomslang. This snake might look harmless, but don't be fooled. The boomslang is one of the most venomous snakes in South Africa. Scientists love studying it because of its unique body, which can grow up to 2 meters long. Its head even looks like an egg. But what makes it really fascinating is its color. Some are bright green and black, while others are brown, depending on whether they're male or female. Now here's the scary part. Some boomslangs are harmless to humans because their fangs are too far back to bite us. But others? Their venom is so powerful it can cause blood clotting, internal bleeding, and even heart failure. Luckily, there's an anti-venom, and these snakes usually won't attack unless provoked. Most bites happen when people try to catch them, so the best advice? Just leave them alone. The snake that eats snakes. This snake is unlike any other. The blue Malayan coral snake doesn't just look unique, it also hunts in a shocking way. While most small snakes avoid bigger ones, this one actively hunts and eats other snakes. It's often mistaken for different species, especially when it's young, but make no mistake, This is a predator that even other snakes fear. And despite being under 2 meters long, it's packed with deadly venom that can paralyze its prey almost instantly. Here's where things get even crazier. Its venom glands are massive, stretching down a quarter of its body. While its venom hasn't been well documented in humans, this snake has caused deaths before. Strangely enough, scientists study its venom in hopes of turning it into medicine. Some believe its powerful toxins could help treat certain diseases. But don't get any ideas. Trying to catch one is a risk you do not want to take. The banded krait. You don't want to mess with the banded krait. This snake makes sure every predator knows it's dangerous by showing off its bright blue and gold bands. That bold pattern is a warning. Stay away, or else. At over 2 meters long, this snake carries more venom than any other in its species. If it bites, you could suffer vomiting, stomach pain, diarrhea, and dizziness. But if you're really unlucky, the venom could stop your breathing and kill you. Luckily, there's some good news. First, there's an anti-venom available if you get bitten. Second, this snake doesn't usually attack humans unless it feels threatened. And even if it does bite, it doesn't always inject venom. Still, if you ever find yourself in Asia, where this deadly creature lives, don't take any chances. While the risk of dying is only about 10%, that's not a gamble you want to take. Fer-de-lance. You might think a snake with a fancy French name sounds harmless, but the fer-de-lance is anything but. This snake is responsible for more human deaths than any other reptile in the Americas. Why? Its venom is incredibly deadly, and it delivers way more than enough to kill a person. Just 50 milligrams of its venom is fatal, but this snake injects over 105 milligrams per bite, more than double the lethal dose. No wonder it has such a terrifying reputation. But here's what makes it even worse. It lives dangerously close to humans. Unlike other deadly snakes, the fer-de-lance is often found in places where people work and live. It hides in ditches, lurks near forests, and even slithers onto farms. If you're ever in Central or South America, keep your eyes wide open, because this snake won't hesitate to strike. The deadly king cobra. This snake is a nightmare you don't want to face. The king cobra is not just any snake, it's the longest venomous snake in the world, reaching up to 5.85 meters. But what makes it even scarier? It hunts other snakes, including its own kind. This fierce predator is also one of the few snakes that build a nest for its eggs. The mother stays close, ready to attack anything that threatens her babies. Getting bitten by a king cobra is a race against time. Its venom spreads fast, shutting down the body in just 30 minutes. If a person or animal doesn't get medical help quickly, survival chances drop fast. This is why a king cobra bite is treated as a medical emergency. So, if you ever see one, stay far away. It could be the last mistake you make. Killer bite of Russell's viper. Russell's viper is one of the deadliest snakes in India, and for good reason. Its bite is not just painful, it's pure agony. The venom spreads fast, causing extreme pain that can last for weeks. But that's just the beginning. The real danger starts when the venom takes over your body, making you bleed from places you never should. If left untreated, it can even shut down your kidneys, leading to a slow and painful death. What makes this snake even scarier is that death doesn't always come quickly. Some victims have suffered for 2 whole weeks before finally succumbing. That's why people in India fear this snake so much. A single bite can turn into a long and terrifying fight for survival. The silent killer snake. You won't believe this, but the snake responsible for the most deaths in Australia isn't the most venomous one. The eastern brown snake is the second most venomous snake in the world, just behind the inland taipan. But here's the scary part. While the inland taipan has stronger venom, the eastern brown snake kills more people. Why? Because it's far more aggressive and attacks humans more often. If this snake bites you, its venom can shut down your body fast, and without quick treatment, survival chances are slim. What makes it even more dangerous is where it lives. Unlike some snakes that stay hidden in remote areas, the eastern brown snake prefers to be near people. It's found in Melbourne, Sydney, and other busy places in Australia. That means if you ever visit, you're stepping into its territory. This snake doesn't back down easily, so if you see one, don't try to mess with it. Just back away and stay alert. The deadly Mojave rattlesnake. The Mojave rattlesnake is one snake you don't want to mess with. You've probably seen rattlesnakes in old Western movies with their tails shaking like a warning bell. That rattling sound is your only chance to back away before it strikes. One bite from this snake can bring you down fast, making it one of the most feared snakes in the US. But just how dangerous is it? For years, people believed the Mojave rattlesnake had the deadliest venom of any American snake. Some still say it's the most lethal, while others argue that plenty of other snakes are just as deadly. Either way, one thing is clear. You don't want to find out the hard way. Deadly waiting game. This snake doesn't chase, it waits. The death adder, as its name suggests, is not one to mess with. Unlike other venomous snakes in Australia that go looking for food, this one stays put, hiding in the dirt and waiting for prey to come close. That might sound like good news for humans, but if you accidentally step too close, you might be in serious trouble. What makes it truly scary is its patience. When it bites, it doesn't even bother to chase its prey. It just waits for the venom to do its deadly work. That's how confident it is in its power. And if you're unlucky enough to cross its path, it won't hesitate to strike. Deadliest rattlesnake in America. This snake is pure danger. The eastern diamondback rattlesnake is the biggest rattlesnake in the Americas and one of the heaviest venomous snakes. Unlike other rattlers, there's no debate, this one is truly deadly. In the US, it has caused more snakebite deaths than any other species. Some experts say that if it bites you, there's a 1 in 3 chance you won't survive. That's not the kind of gamble anyone wants to take. And it gets even worse. This rattlesnake doesn't just have one deadly toxin, it has 100 different ones. Treating a bite is nearly impossible when there are so many poisons attacking at once. No wonder this snake is feared in its range. The coastal taipan. Why would anyone want to visit Australia when it's home to some of the deadliest snakes in the world? One of the most dangerous is the coastal taipan. It's not just long, it's the second longest venomous snake in Australia. But what's scarier is its venom. This snake is the third most venomous land snake on the planet, right behind the inland taipan and the eastern brown snake. Australians fear it more than any other snake, and people in Papua New Guinea do too, because it lives there as well. The good news? There's an anti-venom, and it's needed because this snake has caused plenty of deaths. You don't want to be its next victim. Even worse, it doesn't just stay in the wild. The coastal taipan wanders into populated areas, meaning you could cross paths with one when you least expect it. The deadliest snake in Africa. This snake is a real killer. The puff adder is the most feared snake in Africa because it causes more deaths than any other snake on the continent. That's a shocking fact, considering how many deadly snakes live in Africa. But this one takes the top spot, and for a terrifying reason. So why is the puff adder so dangerous? First, it's a big snake packed with a huge amount of venom. Second, it's found almost everywhere in Africa, which means it often comes too close to humans. And the worst part, if it bites you and injects a lot of venom, your survival chances without antivenom are only 50-50. The deadly saw-scaled viper. This snake isn't just venomous, it's terrifying in another way too. The saw-scaled viper can rub its rough scales together to make a loud, eerie, sizzling sound, like a rattlesnake's rattle. If you ever hear this strange noise in the wild, turn around fast. And don't think you'll see it before it strikes. This snake hunts at night, sneaking up on prey before they even know it's there. Found in North Africa, the Middle East, and India, this viper is one of the deadliest in the world. It's small but fast, aggressive, and quick to strike. Its venom destroys blood cells, causes organ failure, and can be fatal if untreated. Living in dry, rocky areas, it preys on rodents, lizards, and insects. Despite its size, it's responsible for many snakebite deaths every year. The snake that spits venom. You don't need to worry about how deadly its venom is. What matters is how it gets to you. The ring-necked spitting cobra can shoot venom over 2.5 meters, 8 feet, and you might not even see it coming before it hits your eyes. The good news? It doesn't have perfect aim, so you might be safe. But if it does hit, the pain is intense and it can cause temporary blindness. This snake prefers to strike at the eyes and face, making it a terrifying opponent. Native to southern Africa, this highly venomous snake isn't like regular cobras. It has rough, keeled scales and even plays dead when threatened. But its most famous trick is its venom-spitting ability, which it uses to defend itself from predators. The venom mainly affects the nervous system, though it's less deadly than other cobras. It hunts frogs, rodents, and small reptiles, and while it loves grasslands and wetlands, it's also comfortable living near humans, even in cities. Deadly striped killer. Would you visit a place crawling with deadly creatures? The mainland tiger snake is one of Australia and Tasmania's most dangerous snakes. It has killed people before, though not as often as you might think. Out of 10 recorded bites, 4 were fatal. But don't be fooled, its venom is powerful enough to paralyze you or stop your breathing if you don't get treatment fast. And why is it called the tiger snake? Just look at its body. Its stripes look just like a tiger's, making it one of the most recognizable and feared snakes in the wild. The rhino viper. This snake may look rough like a rhinoceros, but its colorful patterns make it far more stunning than any rhino. The rhino viper is not just about looks, though. It's also a skilled survivor. It can move through trees, slither on land, and even thrive in wetlands without a problem. That makes it a real threat because as a viper, it carries venom. Luckily, its bite isn't the deadliest out there, but that doesn't mean it's harmless. A bite from this snake is still painful and dangerous. So, while it may be one of the most beautiful vipers in the world, it's definitely not one you'd want to get too close to. A snake that might cure cancer. The eastern copperhead is not just any venomous snake. It might actually help cure cancer. While its venom isn't as deadly as some other snakes, scientists have discovered something incredible. Tests on mice show that copperhead venom can slow down the spread of tumors and cancer cells. It hasn't been tested on humans yet, but imagine if a snake's venom could lead to a real cancer cure. That would be mind-blowing. And there you have it, the 20 strongest snakes ever discovered. Which one shocked you the most? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss more jaw-dropping videos. See you in the next one. Stay curious and stay safe.